will the Attorney General be wrong to say that these monies were criminally or illegally transferred into some account? And will we directly blame the Attorney General if he calls that a criminal, he calls it a criminal enterprise or an attempt to commit or attempt to, what was the right word again? Attempt to be, to act, all right, or to steal from the states? That I think we can work with that.
Well, so it matters not who conducts the investigations. It can be FBI, it can be CIA, it can be IOCO, it can be NIB, it can be FIC in Ghana, Financial Intelligence Center. It matters not. It can even be the president himself, who is the chief executive of this country, conducting the, or because all these people are working because the president has asked them to do. He's supposed to do the work, but he has assigned them to conduct the work. So even if the president himself conducts this information, the law of this country, that's 1992 Constitution, which is the supreme law of this country, did not put that right in the hand of anyone except the competent law of judicature. So
now how about these the list of properties that now we are told belong to Hanan? Some even are estimated to be around $1 million and over. About 7 properties, right, across the country.
You're talking about $1 million, right?
Exactly.
Without digressing.
Now, when I want us to situate the conversation better, in a case where we are all aware that the CEO earns, let's say, between 17,000 to about, let's say, 30,000, depending on the agency. All right. We all know that this is what you earn. If not, how do you prove to us that your salary across, like from 2017 to 2024, can indeed give you such, these kind of properties across the country? Because when we aggregate it, and let's say you don't even spend a dime from what you earn, will that be enough for you to have those kind of properties?
So do you not see that we are even taking the work of the court to do? Something that Hanan is supposed to prove in courts, we are here discussing. So what is preventing the AG from going to the court? Go to court, seek prosecution, prosecute him, tell the court that, you know what, he was taking 28,000 cedis a month. If he had worked for 8 years, that's about 2.6 million Ghana cedis. That amount of money cannot buy this house for him. Let him prove how he got it. Mind you, in Ghana, we don't have a law on lifestyle audits. That's just by the way. But let him go to the courts. Let the court convict Hanan for all these things that the Attorney General has provided. But then you are talking about $1.6 million. Have we not seen a case involving $200 million that traveled 8 years and at the end of the day ended to nothing? Have you not seen Collins Dowda, who was given $200 million to construct 5,000 houses? Right, which ended up with only 1,500 partially completed houses in Saglemi. But then this same Attorney General freed him. Did we call Collins Dowda a criminal for that? So you don't do that. You go to the court. That's why the law court is there. Legal system or the court system or the justice system is not straightforward like that. How many times have we not heard people being paid money wrongfully into their account? I'm not saying this is the case. I'm not here to hold brief for Hanan. I'm saying that all this thing that the Attorney General is doing is not supposed to happen in the first place. You go to the court. You are supposed to protect the fundamental human rights and freedoms of Ghanaians. But then, having said this, that every Ghanaian is guaranteed a fair trial under Article 19.1 of the 1992 Constitution. Every Ghanaian under Article 19.2c of the 1992 Constitution is presumed innocent until proven guilty. No one, including the Attorney General, the President, whatsoever, under whoever investigation, has the right or the authority to declare anyone guilty unless a competent court of judicature. If, the Attorney General comes to say someone is engaged in a criminal enterprise, you have declared the person guilty. If he says someone is buying properties from corruption money, you have declared the person, guilty. And that puts the person's that puts the person's dignity. Check Article 14, Article 15. Is this not an infringement or, a violation of the dignity of Hanan? And I heard someone saying that, what if he's freed or he's declared innocent by the court? Do you know the number of people who have gone home or who have run to the market with this assumption that Hanan is a criminal, is a thief, and will not have the opportunity to hear if assuming he's freed or he's cleared? But then, that's just by the way. I think for the pressure you were talking about, I think the Attorney General, including the NDC, having campaigned on the back of oral, having alleged so much that there is a rot, government has engaged in a lot of corruption and other stuff. Certainly there is this pressure on them, okay, to bring to book subhanallah, to bring to book some officials of the NPP. I also see the attempt to equalize, because you see, in the history of this country, the NDC had always accused NPP of corruption. But then if you go to the history of this country, no single NPP official, NDC has ruled this country more than any other political party in this country. Not a single NPP official has been convicted for any corruption or corruption-related activity. But 11 NDC officials, including the brother of the current Chief Justice, Bafo Boni, have been convicted. 11, the Abuga Pele, Eugene Bafo Boni.
There's always a first time, they say.
Okay, so certainly I'm seeing that there is an attempt, okay, to do that. And then there is also an attempt to win the media fight. I also find this quite interesting, because this is a time that Ghanaians have been calling on the government on the fight against Galamsey. And I see it as a diversionary tactics by the government, because you see, you cannot come to equity without without a clean hand.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Hassan, for your submission.
I have a question. If I may be loud.
Finally.
Please hold on. No, your mic is muted, I think. Thank you. Okay, Nana Miki, 30 seconds. What's your question?
Okay, Hassan. I want to know if you've quoted the Constitution of Ghana, and I want to find out, has the Attorney General denied any of the accused person their right for a trial? And
fair trial.
Also,
please hold on. Please allow him to end the question.
Has the Attorney General denied any of the accused person a fair trial? And also, if there are cases or if there are suspected cases, do you mean the Attorney General should keep quiet until a court affirms it that yes, indeed, this person has committed this crime? Is that what you are suggesting? Thank you.
All right. Please, let me pick this interesting comment. You see, now, Kwabne Boy is saying, in fact, you are NDC. I saw, is it Eras or whatever, also saying that I'm an NPP member. I'll keep on confusing you people. All right, Hassan, let's have your comment.
So, Nana Miki, first of all, the Constitution didn't say trial. It says fair trial. Check it out. So what the Attorney General is doing is denying the accused a fair trial. The Attorney General certainly has a bigger platform than him. The Attorney General has, the government behind him. He's playing the emotions. He's massaging the emotions of Ghanaians. And so doing this prejudices also the process. Don't forget that the Attorney General is the Minister for Justice. So even the judiciary, in some way or the other, in one way or the other, have a relation with the Attorney General. Coming out to call someone criminal and then going to stand before the law court to try the person is indeed, prejudicing the situation or the case, even before you go to the court. That is one. The Attorney General calling him criminal or engaging in criminal offense. First of all, the substantive law is saying that you don't have the right to call anyone criminal unless a competent court of judicature has called that person criminal. That's what we are talking about here. there is a presumption of innocence under Article 19(2)(c), which says that person must be presumed to be innocent until proven guilty by a competent court of judicature. That is what we are talking about. We are all for what? We are all for fight against corruption, but then this is not the way you fight against corruption. This is not the way. Is he corrupt? Has he been proven guilty? That's what we are talking about.
Thank you. All right, please, we have any question or any comments for Hassan? Let's move on. All right, now let me bring in Kofi. Kofi, let's have Kofi. Then I'll come back to you, Mayor.
Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Hi, good evening. Please, I'll be reading your comments, okay? I think after 2 submissions.
You need to bring Frima here today.
Why?
Like I always say, I'm not an NDC, I'm not an NPP, I'm a Ghanaian who voted for accountability and also not excuses. This buffer stock issue is not a party problem. It's a Ghana problem. From the beginning, NDC had a good idea in 2010 where they created a buffer stock where they buy from farmers, store it, and feed the nation to control price stability and all of that. Very beautiful idea. Under the NDC, when they brought these concepts, there were leakages. We had problems of unlicensed suppliers supplying buffer stock with grains and all of that. And we have problem with farmers not getting paid on time, a whole lot of issues. So the system right from the start was weak. Then NDC also came in power and they expanded by adding now there's school feeding, free SHS, and pump money into a weak system. Instead of fixing the system, they also expand it. So you can clearly say that both this NDC and NPP, nobody is really ready to fight corruption because you've inherited. Yeah, you see, NDC brought a concept. And under the NDC, there were problems. When NPP
what are the problems?
They had problems of people like suppliers who weren't licensed supplying them with grains. You get it, and also farmers were not paid on time. Meaning there was lack of funding. NDC came to expand it instead of fixing the problem. He didn't fix it. He came to expand the problem by pumping money into something that is already weak from the start, because there is corruption going on. NPP was on power for 8 years and corruption was going on. Nobody was able, there was no system to detect it until they left office. So clearly you can see that the problem here is system failure, which has always been the case of all government institutions in Ghana. It has always been a system. It's not about this party or that party. They all have fingerprints in this issue, because under NDC they've had their own share. NPP came, they didn't fix it, and they also expanded it. So to me, it's a problem between these two people. And in any civilized country where there are corruptions, the data about that specific corruption has to be public. Right now, what the Attorney General is saying, that data that he has, that is even used to prosecute them, has to be in public domain. Everybody to see where the money went to, like he was saying. He shouldn't keep it for himself. He has to publish it. It's already a public knowledge that there have been some sort of corruption. And we are waiting for the other party to bring their defense, and they should meet in court and do whatever they are supposed to do. But the data that he's having don't have to be in only him. The media should have it. Almost every Ghanaian who has interest in it should have it, so that we will know that, okay, this is what the Attorney General has on the former CEO, so that we will not come later and come and hear there was some plea deals and they edit something. You know how Ghanaians do their thing. Attorney General will leave this issue back and forth until Ghanaians lose interest.
How sure are you?
Say that again.
How sure are you?
Yeah, if they give us the data, we all know what the problem is all about, where money went to, where money is supposed not to go to, and it went to. We all have the data. Tomorrow, when they come back with different stories, they will show the original documents to them. That's how it's been done everywhere. As long as it's corruption, then the public has interest in it, and we all have to have access to that information. It's part of our right, because NDC, NPP have that history of covering each other, because we see them as enemies, but they are not enemies like we think. They are friends who eat from the same pot.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they cover each other. That's what they do, because they've built a system, and the system is not able to say that, like, nobody is able to detect that there is corruption going on. This NAFCO thing, they are under the Minister of Food and Agriculture. Even that agency that they are under was not able to detect corruption unless they went to opposition before corruption was detected.
And is that not the opposition party exposing it?
Is that not what?
Is it not the opposition party that is exposing the corruption for you to know?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So why do you say that they are friends and they keep on covering?
Yeah, it's just to score political points. It's just to score political points. This case can go on to the next election. Why not they building a system whereby even if your government is in power and there is corruption going on, it can be detected? I don't know if that's all I'm saying, because you sit down and money will be gone before you come and be complaining that somebody took our money away. And so far, even this scandal that he has issued, he hasn't told us so far this amount of money has been retrieved or recovered. How can you put 78 million Ghana cedis accusation on somebody and look at this sum of money, and the person is telling you all that amount that you are saying is not true? I've not done it. Then you can see clearly we have a problem in our system. So me, like I always say, NDC build a broken vehicle with no brake, and NPP also just drive it into the hole. To build stronger institutions which will give us accountability, then it's just like this, and the ordinary Ghanaian will always be suffering from this kind of issue.
All right. Thank you so much, Kofi. Yes. Okay, there's a question for you. Are you ready to respond?
Yeah. What's the question?
Okay, no need. Let's have you. 30 seconds.
I don't know. You make, references to the name, the NAFCO, this National Food Buffer Store Company, by the name company.
Say that again.
After you made mention, NAFCO, that is the buffer store. It's registered.
Yeah, National Food Buffer Store Company. I said it's under Ministry of Food and Agriculture. That was what I said.
And I don't know whether are you aware it's a company?
Say that again.
Are you aware it was a company, right?
It's a company, but right now the CEO are always appointed by the political parties.
So with every company, okay, they have their records, right?
Yeah, I'm listening.
So in that situation, why will it tell me there's no any public data or in a system to detect this kind of fraud or whatever you're talking about? One is a company which has been established under the company's code 1963 at 179.
You said, I don't get you. I don't understand your question. If you can rephrase it.
I said, okay, you were making references, okay, to probably no system. And I'm telling you, the buffer stock instead was established under the company's code 1963 at 179. And so for that reason, with the company, there should be a data or record that can detect all this kind of corrupt activity. Will I agree with me?
All right. If there is a system, why will corruption issues always pop up once the government goes to opposition?
Is that a question?
Yeah, it's a question I'm asking him.
But from time to time, we are updated every year by the Auditor General's office.
Fact on fact. If there is a system, a proper system, why should
which system do you want? The Auditor General always report to us about some corruptions across the agencies and even the Jubilee House and the monies we've lost through maybe corruptions.
Okay, fact on fact.
So I mean, what else do you have the states do?
I'm coming. This issue only came up when the then government is now in opposition. If the NDC are claiming they are really fighting corruption, when the Audit General brought their report, why didn't they detect this problem that they are detecting now? If there is a proper system to check all of this.
But every company also have internal auditors. So I'm not sure you can entirely blame it on the politician, because there are government agencies that have internal auditors who are supposed to pick this
there
up
is a
as well.
system that makes the data public, right? And you were in opposition some few years ago. Why is the same data that was given to you that made you to be able to see that there is corruption now? When you were on opposition, if that system was working, why weren't they able to detect it? But they only detect it when they were in power. That's what I'm saying.
All right, your point has been made. Thank you. Oh wow, thank you. Thank you so much. RD show. I think one more person gifted me. Thank you. Please, I'll thank you as well. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. If you just joined in, this is Facts on Fact. Now, let's have you, Mayor.
Well, thank you very much. Very good morning to yourself and everyone. I think that I don't have much to say because Hassan has taken the wind out of my sail. However, I'll try to make my submission very brief. First of all, let me state that as a young person, I subscribe to the fact that if there are people who have been identified as corrupt people or people who have looted the state fund, I support the call that they must get to the appropriate places, that is the court of competent jurisdiction, and prove that indeed they are innocent or guilty. So as a young person, I support the call that every corrupt practices must be investigated and dealt with, and they must face the law. That's the first thing that ought to be stated. Then the second, the approach being used by the AG.
Please hold on. Please hold on.
Okay.
Like, at this point, I have to be doing me. Fact, why did you drop? You don't want neutral people on your platform. Like, so you people. Okay. You, Kofi, you have been coming here every day. Is that what you are telling me today? No, Allah. Mayor, kindly continue. Now neutrals do arise. NDC is arising on my case. NPP, now neutrals too. Okay, we hear you. Mayor, kindly continue.
The question being asked is that the modus operandi being used by the AG, is it the right thing? Is it by law? Is it by practice? Is it a standard way? For me, I've heard so many people talk about, it is the best thing to do and all of that. Some also have their own view, but this is my view. I think that in as much as a country, we want transparency and accountability from the AG. The AG must first of all know that he is the Attorney General and also Minister of Justice. Now, as Minister of Justice, if he comes and uses the Jubilee House as a courtroom or uses the press center as a courtroom and vilify people, use all manner of words as if that place is a courtroom, then the question I ask is that where comes in or who represents the citizens when it comes to the justice system?